Hey guys, how's it going? Alright, welcome to my new little mini series called Hashtag Facts. Yes, Hashtag Facts, FACS, stands for Flight Attendant Collaboration. Yes, we are collaborating with other flight attendants from around the world, and we are excited about this because now we're going to answer questions that you may have. Alright, so we're starting off with the very first question that most people always want to know. Why did you become a flight attendant? That is a very important question, okay? And they are here to share with you why they became flight attendants. Are you guys ready for this? Because I am. Welcome to Hashtag Facts. Episode 1. Today's first video will come from a good friend of mine. This will be Heather. Heather is going to tell us why she became a flight attendant. Let's listen.
I became a flight attendant because of several reasons. I worked in corporate America for a really long time, and it was getting to a point where I was stagnant, and by the grace of God, my company decided it was closing down in the town I lived in, and that opened the door for me to become a flight attendant. I love the lifestyle itself, being able to sleep in a bed that you don't have to make up, being able to see the world literally from working or just for pleasure, and being able to be that positive difference in someone's life. I have the ability to be in Tokyo today and back at work 2 days later because that's the job I do. It's very fulfilling for me, very rewarding. One of the best jobs I've ever had because I know each and every day I make a difference.
Thank you so much. That was very informative about the lifestyle and the positive difference, Heather. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope everybody else around here appreciates it as well. So let's move on to the next person. Next, we will have a good friend of mine, Thomas. Thomas, tell us why you wanted or why you became a flight attendant.
Why did I become a flight attendant? I became a flight attendant because, one, I was very bored with my desk job. For majority of my adult life, I worked behind the desk, and it just got to a point to where it was just becoming very boring for me. Secondly, I knew what I wanted to do once I retired, and that was just to be able to get up and travel wherever I wanted to go. So I've always tried to work for an airline for the flight benefits, of course, but never had any luck. And then one day, just so happened to be on YouTube, and I looked up, male flight attendant, and found somebody, started watching YouTube videos, and the rest is history. I became a flight attendant. But I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. I don't regret my decision. I love my job. I love what I do. I get to go to a different city every day, even no matter how many times I've been there. Get to see different people, get to do different things that I probably would have never done had I not became a flight attendant. So make sure you like, subscribe to Flight of a Rainbow if you haven't already.
Thomas, you know what? I feel the same way. I hate sitting behind the desk. So, I'm with you on that one. Let's move on to my good friend, Colleen. Colleen, tell us why you became a flight attendant.
Hey everyone! One of the reasons why I became a flight attendant was that I worked in an office for about 4 years. It was really unhealthy. Didn't get to move around a lot. Whenever I got off work, I didn't want to do much because I worked in an office, not very many windows. It was kind of depressing. And you do the same thing over and over, and it got pretty boring doing the same thing every day. So I started looking into becoming a flight attendant, and thought it was awesome that I would be in a different place every night and seeing new places that I've never been before and just getting to do different things day to day. And so that was the first thing that interested me in becoming a flight attendant. And the other thing is that it's more flexible than most jobs. For instance, I can have one schedule that I'm assigned and I can trade around some trips and make things work for me. So if I need to be at a doctor's appointment, things like that, it was a little bit more flexible than my current job. But, and I really love to travel, so that was another thing that really sparked my interest, was getting to go to new places, but getting paid to go to those places, and then having a free place to stay once we get there, and meeting new people. Meeting new people is another really cool part about being a flight attendant. I meet so many different people just on 3 to 4 flights a day. I meet hundreds of new people, and it's been really awesome so far. I'm about a year in at this point, and I don't see changing my career at any point, so I definitely think this is going to be the career that I retire from.
Yes, Colleen, meeting new people is key on these flights. Being a flight attendant, you always meeting new people. And yes, it is very depressing being in an office. I promise you that. Alright guys, so you see there's a bunch of different reasons right here, but let's keep moving on, and we're going to talk to my homeboy Vegas. Vegas, tell us why you became a flight attendant.
Hey, what's up everybody? I graduated from high school. I got the opportunity to work for an airline as a UM runner. UM stands for unaccompanied minors. I used to be a school teacher, and then when I went from being a school teacher, I moved to Florida to look for another job as a teacher, but couldn't get one, so I ended up thinking, I'm like, what is my next career move? Where can I find a chance to be able to do something that I'm gonna do long term and enjoy? And being a history major, I was like, I want to see the world. I want to see the places that I taught about, visit history in person, not just in videos and not in books and reading stuff like that. I actually want to be able to see history in its rightful self. So I was like, let me try out for an airline. So I worked for an airline before. I kind of know the culture of the industry and stuff like that, even though I wasn't a flight attendant, but I did want to do something as far as working for the airlines. And I figured the best part would be working as a flight attendant. My love for history is what drove me to become a flight attendant, to be able to visit the cities and the cultures and the countries and the different places that I read or taught about through my years as being a teacher and studying as a historian. So that was the push that made me. I applied for several different places, so never give up. Always follow your dream, no matter how hard it seems. Like, you might be rejected several times. You know, I was rejected by 3 different airlines before I got with the one I'm with now. But yeah, so that's one of the main reasons why I became a flight attendant. Second main reason is everybody has what you call a bucket list. I don't have a bucket list, I just have a bucket item. And my bucket item is to be able to step foot on all 7 continents. There you go. So now you know why I became a flight attendant. Hope this helps. In the meantime, thank you for watching.
Yes, you were a UM runner, and it's your bucket list. I understand about the bucket list. You know, that's how I felt. It was a dream job that I needed to go and get, so I went and got it. Alright guys, so let's move on to my girl Latrice. Latrice, tell us why you became a flight attendant, my dear.
Hey, my name is Latrice, and I am shooting a video from Jamaica. So, yes, I am a flight attendant. I'm newly a flight attendant, but I will say this job has a lot of not just benefits but experiences that you wouldn't get to experience anywhere else or at other jobs. Before I became a flight attendant, I started traveling as a child. My parents always raised me that way. So I guess it's just safe to say traveling was naturally in me. When I think about why I became a flight attendant, I have to be honest. I didn't necessarily choose to become a flight attendant. It kind of chose me. And I'm very thankful for that. So if anyone who's considering becoming a flight attendant, I just say, go for it. Why not? You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. But I'm pretty sure if you choose to do it and you become one, you won't regret your decision. I know I don't. So thank you. Again, enjoy Jamaica and other places you may get to enjoy. So have a good day.
Girl, if you are not telling the truth about that, yes, traveling is naturally in me. So I feel it. It's naturally in you. It is naturally in me. And if you out there feel that traveling is your thing, travel the world. But you can't be scared, and you got lots of work to do. I promise you that. Alright guys, let's keep on moving. Brian here has tons of experience, well, traveling the world and enjoying his time while being a flight attendant. Brian, talk to us about why you became a flight attendant.
What made me want to become a flight attendant is the fact, I'll touch on my position, the fact that we get free flights, well, discounted flights for international travel. I am currently sitting with West Canadian Hanukkah with people. I really didn't know what to expect, but I can tell you I love it. I met some friends that I met last month in Belize while I was out traveling. That's one of the best benefits of being a flight attendant. Now the next couple of videos you'll see, these are all adventures that I've had while being a flight attendant. I love every one of these adventures. These are all stuff that has happened within like the past month, and you meet some of the coolest people, you become friends with them, and you love it. I've seen sunrises and sunsets from all over the world. I do apologize for the noise in the background. I am still in the airport in Oaxaca, but I really love just to be able to meet new people, just to be able to see things I would not be able to see without being a flight attendant. Been in rainforests. I have done everything, like the fish. We've caught fish. We've seen dolphins at sunrise. I've got to experience stuff that I would not be able to do without being a flight attendant.
Brian, all right, like we said, meeting new people is key. And yes, this is one of the main reasons why people become flight attendants, is so that they can get those discounted or free trips to go anywhere in the world. So I completely understand. And Brian is one of those who takes advantage of this on a daily basis. Yes. So next we have my good friend, my best friend, Annika. Hey girl, tell us why you became a flight attendant.
Why did I become a flight attendant? Why not? I'm what I would say an extrovert. I like to talk to people. It's easy to start a conversation with somebody. And plus, with this job, you get to travel, you get to network, you get to have a new experience every time you go somewhere, especially if you only stayed in one state for your whole life. Being a flight attendant can just open your eyes to the world. And why not? I'm young. Might as well do it now before I get older.
Network the world, okay? You guys are not understanding. When you are a flight attendant, you get to network with plenty of people. You get to meet people all over the place, okay? You get to have this opportunity to make it a successful journey, and some people choose it to be stressed out. Don't let that happen to you. Network like crazy, like Annika does, okay? Next, let's move on to my good friend that I've known for many years, Sean. Tell me why you became, or actually tell us why you became a flight attendant.
Hi guys. It's a career that a lot of people go after because obviously the travel benefits are great. But there's a lot of different reasons why people become flight attendants. And I can remember going back to when I was a kid, and my mom would take me to the airport, and we would go through security. And this was before 9/11, when anyone could just go through security and whatnot. And we'd walk the concourse. We would go to the observation deck and we'd have lunch. Just watch the planes take off and stuff like that, because she knew I was fascinated with any type of large machinery or anything transportation related, because we used to take the train a lot, and I loved riding the city bus and just anything like that. Always fascinated me. So, excuse me, I had a lot of fun doing that as a kid, and it really didn't dawn on me that like flight attending was a career then. So it wasn't really anything I had thought of. Then I relocated to Florida and I worked in the theme parks down there. Had a really good career out of it, climbed the ranks and did the whole management thing, and I had a lot of fun doing it, but I started to miss being really frontline with the guests and the customers and being really one-on-one with them, because as I climbed the ladder, I was doing more and more office work. So I started doing a little bit of research into it, and I thought this would actually be a pretty fun career, because I could be in the same position financially, but I would still get to be the face of the company. I would get to interact with the guest, and obviously I was still very fascinated by travel, and I just loved the whole hustle and bustle of airports. And I found that everyone, when I would be at these airports, everyone had a story. Someone would be going to, a family would be going on vacation, someone would be going to a job interview and stuff like that. And I used to kind of imagine like what these people's stories were. I know it sounds kind of silly, but this being a flight attendant would give me a chance to be a part of their story. And so I started doing research, and it was actually about 3 years of research before I actually decided on starting to apply. And then once I started to apply, it was another 2 years before I found the perfect home for me, the perfect airline for me. And now I've been doing it for, it'll be going on 1.5 years here pretty soon. And I think it's one of the best decisions that I've ever made. Again, not only for the travel benefits, because that's been a lot of fun to just fly places whenever I wanted to go visit friends or see family or whatnot, but when I'm on layovers and stuff, like I like to get out and explore. I have seen so many new towns, so many places, and so many things that I never would have done just on my own, bought tickets to go do. So it's been a very rewarding career so far, and I just love interacting with the customers and the people. Even when the days are long, like people's stories are very interesting. Really, it's just been a hodgepodge of reasons as to why I became a flight attendant. But if someone had to say, you know, what is the #1 reason why you wanted to become a flight attendant? Honestly, it's just because I'm fascinated by the travel industry and the hustle and bustle of airports, and I love airplanes. What can I say? Kind of a nerd when it comes to that. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed that little tidbit. And I hope you guys have a good day.
You know what, Sean? You took me back to those days where we could actually come in before, 9/11 actually happened and they closed it all up. But watching the planes go off, so really good times. I know when I'm just anywhere and I see a plane take off, I'm just straight looking up in the sky just watching. So I completely understand. And some people may have that experience that they absolutely love traveling, or they love flying. They just love watching the aviation. They love the travel industry. So, thank you for that honest answer you gave us. Next, my girl, Asia. Tell us why you became a flight attendant.
So, what made me want to become a flight attendant was that I was working as a bartender, and I used to get a lot of flight attendants that would come in on their layovers, and they would tell me about all the crazy types of trips they were going, different things that would happen, and it all just sounded so interesting. And they told me like it was basically what I was doing right here at the job that I was at. It was talking to people, maybe getting to know their situations, showing integrity, you know, not having somebody breathing down your neck, working on your own. And I just really liked the idea. So I said, maybe I should try this. And I could just be a bartender in the sky. And you know what? I'm already a bartender's favorite bartender. So now I'm going to be your flight attendant's favorite flight attendant. And I am. So just...
What happened is when I was making this video with Asia and I was interviewing her and asking her these questions, she kept going back to being a bartender. Why did I become a bartender? And we're like, really? And she goes, never mind. So honestly, she loves the whole fact that you could be a bartender in the sky. Make your own specialty drinks that nobody does, you know, and making a personalized experience. I completely understand. First class will absolutely love you when you do stuff like that. Me, on the other hand, I'm no bartender. Don't ask me to make a specialty drink because I'm gonna be like, huh? What? I'm no bartender. But Asia is, so go ahead, Asia. I see you, girl. Alright guys, we are coming down to the very end, and I have my good friend, Alberta. Tell us why you became a flight attendant.
I have been working in the profession as a flight attendant for approximately 4 years now. I was with another company for a year, and I've been with my current company for the last, going on 3 years. So the question of why I became a flight attendant is pretty easy for me to answer. Prior to becoming a flight attendant, I worked in a mundane sort of job. I was an administrative assistant, and I had been doing that for about 15 years. And it was kind of, again, mundane. It was the same old over and over again. Everything was routine. I took the same route to work every day, saw the same people. Well, I wanted to change, and I love change. I love new experiences. I love new things. I love deviating from the norm. So when I learned about the profession of being a flight attendant from another flight attendant friend of mine, I was all in. So because there is always change, one thing you can definitely guarantee about this career is that things will change. And that's what mostly attracted me to the job, because I do like change, and I like for things to be different and sort of wild and shaken up. And, you know, 1 minute you're supposed to be here, but no, you're going here. I'm all about that life. So that's like my main motivation and why I love the job so much. I also wanted an opportunity for me to travel without having to worry about being able to afford it. So it's a little bit helpful to have those flight benefits to be able to travel like I need to. And a lot of people say that you don't get into this profession, or you shouldn't because you have children. Well, one of the reasons why I wanted to get into this profession was for my children. I want an opportunity to be able to show them the world and show them different places and take them places without worrying about being able to afford it. And so it allows us to be able to do more things, go more places, and my children are professional standby travelers. So, you know, it's just great that I'm able to offer that to them to make them more rounded people. And so I kind of did this for my children, and I wanted to do it while they were young enough to be able to reap and enjoy the benefits of me being in this career. So those are some of the main reasons why I became a flight attendant. Thank you.
Yes, girl. Everything is mundane. That's the word of the day. Mundane. Thank you for that. No, honestly, you know what? Do it for the kids. It's for the kids. And I've seen plenty of parents becoming flight attendants, and plenty of parents that are already flight attendants. So why not do it? If this is something that you want to do, it's never too late. It is never too late. If you could get up there and stay busy for up to 16 hours a day, do it. Because you don't know if you're going to be flying for only 30 minutes or you're going to be flying for a whole 16 hours. You never know, especially with all the kind of things that happen. So, if this is something that you can see yourself doing, do it. Don't be scared, just do it. All right, let's move on. This person right here is somebody that I've looked up to. He's been a flight attendant way longer than I have, and he's experienced a lot of things. And if you go check out his page, he will tell you everything you need to know, you know. Benjamin, very good guy. Tell us why you became a flight attendant.
It's rather difficult to answer the question, why did I become a flight attendant? Because never in my entire life did I ever imagine or plan on being a flight attendant. It just kind of happened. I would say my first experience with aviation, I was 13 years old, and I flew to Italy, and that was an interesting experience, but never in the entire process of getting there was I ever actually focused on or thinking of the fact that these are flight attendants, this is a job, this is something they're doing. And from that time until I became a flight attendant, I would say I flew off and on, sometimes more than others, especially during production. Never once did it really cross my mind that being a flight attendant is a career. Never. What did happen was I hate 9-to-5s. I hate office jobs. I hate being chained to a desk. I hate monotony in my life. And so becoming a flight attendant kind of spilled out of nowhere. I have had a few friends who have worked in various branches of aviation, and that kind of alerted me to the idea that maybe there are opportunities in aviation, but just randomly showed up at an info session one day, and next thing you know, I'm becoming a flight attendant. And here I've been doing it for 3 years now, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But I guess for me, it seemed like a perfect fit because, you know, like I said, it wasn't the plan, it wasn't the idea, but it had to make sense. And what made sense about it was that I had the opportunity to be flexible, not being chained to a normal daily schedule. It gave me the opportunity to travel, which I love to travel. I love to be on the go constantly, not in the same place, no Rolling Stone, no Moss type situation. And I'd say also it afforded me opportunities to do things that I like to do on my own as well. I'm a runner. It let me run in places where I would not have had the funds to go just for the pleasure of running. I never really planned on being a flight attendant. The career is definitely an appealing career, and the opportunities afforded you are quite remarkable. Why I became a flight attendant? I may never know why I became a flight attendant. It was a shot in the dark. I literally showed up to that info session, and I didn't plan on becoming a flight attendant, but I figured give it a try. Have the opportunity to do these things and see the world from a different angle. And I got addicted to it. I fell in love with it. I think it was also a good fit because my personality, in addition to not wanting to stay in the same place for too long, I'm the kind of person who always wants to be doing something for others. If it's just me, most of the time I don't care. But if I have the opportunity to have a positive impact on someone else's life, especially if they're going through a situation that may be somewhat difficult for them, for example, first-time flyers, things like that, that's something that I really enjoy. And being a flight attendant has given me a lot of opportunities to do that kind of a thing. So I guess that's another reason why I truly did become a flight attendant. It gave me not only the opportunity to get out and see more things, but it gave me the opportunity to exercise those aspects of my character which are more developed or areas in which I'm more skilled. So it's a great fit. Thank you for pulling me in on this. I really appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you. Benjamin.
Benjamin, you talked about how you never planned on being one, and it just came and it happened, you know, because you just went. And it, you know, if you guys listen to his story on one of his posts, you understand. But it just comes to you, and you got to be willing to give up a lot of things just to make it in this field. It is hard. You're away from home. You don't get to do outings and birthdays and holidays and things of that sort. So, yes, You could choose to be a flight attendant, you could choose not to be a flight attendant, you don't think you're gonna be a flight attendant, but then it happens. So many things right there, so many things. And I hope you guys are understanding and learning and listening to what these people are telling you about why they became flight attendants. So honestly, give a great big round of applause. Hello, hello, hello to all of my guests for being on #facts with me today. Appreciate it. But last but not least, I have to tell you why I became a flight attendant, okay? Why did I become a flight attendant? I became a flight attendant because when I was younger, both my parents were in the military. And being that they were in two separate places at the same time, and I had to go from one parent to the next, etc., because if one got deployed, I had to go elsewhere, I became a UM. And if you guys remember what a UM is an unaccompanied minor. So I was an unaccompanied minor. Being an unaccompanied minor, I dealt with a lot of flight attendants back in the day. When I was younger, in the past, being an unaccompanied minor, you were always with the flight attendant. So I spent a lot of time with them. And I grew to love what they did. One flight attendant ever in history is the most memorable for me, and he worked for Hawaiian Airlines. And this is when I went to go live with my mom in Hawaii. And he was just amazing. So I knew that I wanted to become a flight attendant. But I went through and did my other dream jobs. And then, after circumstances happened and 10 years of doing my dream job, I finally put myself out there to become a flight attendant. Alright guys, that is it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is only episode 111 of #facts. So please stay tuned for #facts. Episode 2, pet peeves, coming soon to a YouTube near you. Yes, this is it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below. If you have any questions that you want answered by me or any other flight attendant around this place, please let me know and I will bring them on board to answer those questions for you. So once again, stay tuned to episode 2, pet peeves, coming soon. Talk to you guys later. Have a great one. Peace.